How y'all doing today? I got a presentation for y'all, you feels me? And it's called Energy is Not What You've Been Told, Part 3. We already done did Part 1 and Part 2. If you're not familiar with it, then go ahead and check it out, you feel me? Let's get straight into it. Let's get straight into it. Energy is not what you've been told, Part 3. Collective fields, nodes, and non-force chain. Energy is not what you've been told, Part 3 introduction. We now move beyond the individual from personal energy and authority to the invisible forces that shape groups, societies, and reality itself. Collective fields, walking nodes, non-force change. The same principles applied at scale. Let me go back one. Collective fields. No individual operates alone. Every group generates a collective field, an energetic atmosphere created by shared attention, beliefs, habits, and identity. This field is stronger than any single member. What a collective field does. A collective field determines what behaviors are rewarded or punished, what ideas feel normal or dangerous, how fast change can occur, who rises and who is resisted. It answers the unspoken question: what kind of person survives here? Individuals adapt to the field. Most people believe, most people think they are making independent choices. In reality, the field shapes preferences, limits imagination, guides decisions, regulates expression. This is why people change when they change environments, even without trying. Strong fields override willpower. Willpower is individual. Fields are collective. A strong field will normalize behavior, enforce identity, correct deviations. This is why motivation fails inside misaligned systems. Fields are self-reinforcing. Once established, collective fields attract matching individuals, repel incompatible ones, amplify shared beliefs, resist disruption. How change actually happens. You don't fight collective fields head on. That creates antibodies. Change happens when a new coherence emerges. Enough nodes stabilize it. The field finds a more efficient configuration. Why some groups feel heavy over light. Heavy fields, high friction, constant tension, emotional drain. Light fields, flow, ease, creative momentum. Same people, different coherence. Your strategic insight. If you want to change outcomes, don't argue individuals. Adjust the collective field. Culture beats logic every time. Individuals act, fields decide. Fields flow, head. My bad, y'all. Walking nodes. A node is a point of concentration in the field. A walking node is a person whose presence actually shaped the field they move through, not by force, not by control, by coherence. What a node actually does stabilizes energy, carries information, redistributes probability, anchors coherence. They don't absorb the field adjusts to them. Why some people shift rooms instantly. You felt this. Someone enters, the tone changes, conversation realigns, people become more focused or more guarded, not because they're loud, but because their identity is energetically dense. Nodes versus participants. Participants are shaped by the field. Nodes shape the field. Participants react. Nodes set conditions. Participants require permission. Nodes generate permission. Walking nodes are portable fields, their own coherence, their own boundaries, their own timing. They don't borrow energy from environments, they bring structure with them. This makes them reliable under pressure, hard to destabilize, difficult to manipulate. Why nodes attract resistance? Fields resist disruption when a walking node enters. Incoherent patterns destabilize. Hidden tensions surface. Systems try to reassert control. This isn't personal, it's thermodynamics. Nodes don't push change. They don't argue. They don't convince. They remain coherent until the field reorganizes around them. Silence often does more than speech. Becoming a walking node. If you don't train this through technique, you stabilize. Oh, it says, I'm sorry, my apologies. It says you don't train this through technique, you stabilize identity, boundaries, internal coherence. Once stabilized, the node emerges naturally. Some people move through fields, others are fields in motion. Non forced change. Most people believe change requires pressure. Pressure is the least efficient way to transform a system. Non forced change happens below resistance. It alters conditions so thoroughly that the old pattern can no longer sustain itself. Force targets behavior, non force targets structure. Force says, stop doing this, start doing that. Non force says, this no longer fits here. When structure changes, behavior follows automatically. Why resistance exists. Resistance is not opposition, it is self preservation. Systems resist when they feel threatened, rushed, or overridden. Remove the threat, and resistance dissolves. The softest changes are the deepest. The most permanent transformations happen quietly, take time to register, feel obvious in hindsight. By the time anyone notices, the old reality is already gone. Changing the rules, not the players. Non forced change works by adjusting incentives, shifting norms, reframing meaning, altering timing. No one is defeated. The game simply changes. Why this looks like doing nothing. From the outside, non forced change appears passive. In reality, it is precise, like moving a keystone, minimal effort, maximum reorganization. The patient's requirement. Non-force change respects systems inertia. It waits for natural collapse points, moments of instability, windows of receptivity. Then it acts briefly and decisively. The hidden rule. Reality prefers changes that preserve energy. Non-force change conserves energy, so reality cooperates. Force creates resistance. Structure creates change. We are not here to win fights. We are here to upgrade reality. All systems move toward closure, not chaos, not randomness, but completion. Energy organizes itself toward stable, efficient, self-sustaining states. This is not philosophy. It is observable across physics, biology, societies, and consciousness. Why incomplete systems suffer? When systems lack closure, energy leaks, tension persists, complexity grows, forces required to maintain order. Nothing you've heard today, if, sorry, give me a moment, technical difficulty. All right, nothing you've heard today is new. It feels unfamiliar only because it operates below the layer most people are taught to look. Energy was never meant to be forced. Reality was never meant to be fought. Change was never meant to be hurt. Energy is not force, not effort, not domination. It is structure before action. Field shape, okay, a little typo right there. Outcomes. Coherence multiplies if, all right, it's a whole lot of typos. Identity locks probability. Authority emerges naturally. The shift that changes everything. The moment you stop asking, how do I make this happen? And start asking, what configuration makes this inevitable? You move upstream from reaction to architecture, from effort to design, from pressure to permission. Your role going forward, you're not here to push reality. You are here to stabilize coherence, close loops, bias probability, carry clean identity, act when structure is ready. This is how non-force change spreads quietly, efficiently, and permanently. I appreciate y'all for being here with me today, taking the time out to listen to this presentation. Energy is not what you've been told, part three. This is the completion of it. If you want to check out the whole thing in its entirety, it's in my playlist. Energy is not what you've been told. It's Chief Blackrock signing out.